So, no tag team. They're coming in with the win there. That was an impressive use of utility there. I quite like the ending there.
I think that's the first time I've seen a flash successfully used in a gunfight in a very long time.
Yeah, exactly. But used very efficiently, to say the least. I think he had like 3 or 4 flashes.
He threw 3 at least.
Yeah, that was
all over the place.
That was impressive because usually the flashes are pretty inconsistent, to be honest with you. But yeah, solid work. 3 kills for them in that last game 2 for the day.
Yeah, and the 10 points of the placement is really gonna they will definitely be top if they weren't already. They'll definitely be top now and extending that lead and sort of pulling ahead and potentially putting themselves in the position to take home that 1500 rather USD.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And I feel like also Back to Lucid have done pretty well. I mean, I was just chilling watching it, and I saw Lucarooks make some pretty damn good plays from the church on the first game. That was impressive, to say the least.
Yeah, and they had quite a few kills in the second game as well. I think it was 5 or 6 kills. So the fact that they're having 2 good games, it means I don't think they had amazing time on Sanhok. They were like okay, but not amazing. And now they're sort of pushing themselves up towards that sort of top 8, top 6 in the leaderboard.
Yeah, exactly. But solid work from O'Connell there. I think wasn't he solo from? It must have been like top 10 or something. Like he was a solo pretty early.
Yeah, I mean, I genuinely don't know when he lost his teammate. It was it was so what's the word? Inconspicuous in the game. He just didn't notice it, and suddenly he's there killing everyone at the end.
He just sort of like disappeared, and then suddenly he's there top 2, and he's throwing out all these flashes and playing really aggressive. I like that push. That was really impressive.
And he waited for that 2v2 to happen. He waited for I think it was Sunker that engaged onto one of the Game Frame players, and then he just stood up, took down the last Game Frame player, took down the last Honk player, and it was a free win in the end.
Yeah, exactly. But looks like the game's getting underway, and I want to see how these players adapt to the drop spots as well, because obviously there's been some contestants lately. We've seen a few fights here and there. Will they change it? That's the thing. Like, I think in squads it's obviously very set usually. Like people know where they like to go. They know where they like to drop. Whereas duos, it's kind of just like, we'll just go here, or no, there's no one going this way. We'll go over that way.
But there's only so many places you can drop. So sometimes these contests, they just happen because there's just not really any alternative. Going to Hacienda, we saw I think it was 3 or 4 teams at least in San Martin. So there's 2 teams that decided, you know what, let's not join them. Both went to Hacienda, and there was just no option because the compounds as well to the north were taken. So they sort of got forced into that Hacienda contestation. Ravens came out and got both kills. They were doing pretty well from that, and I think they actually had an okay game overall as well. So
it's Ravens have impressed me. I mean, I think you said in the first game, like Ravens have sort of come out, and I haven't seen much of them. I vaguely know Sakari and a few other players, but they've come out on Sanhok. They've done really well, and then coming into Miramar, they're also kind of fragging out, and
they've got a few kills. It's not quite been the level we saw on Sanhok, but they are still right up there in the leaderboard. We see here's for game 8.
Yep, the scoreboard for the last game, their Game Frame. Obviously, up on top, they're still
9 kills.
9. That's impressive. I mean, only 5 placement points. I think that's must be like around about third. Yeah, third or so. Yeah. So no, it's definitely not second. That's for sure.
Yeah. 6.
But yeah, 10 points in terms of placement. Obviously, for no tag team with the small little 3 kills, but he was quite on his own for most of it. So solid work. Game Frame.
Once again, we saw sort of a real. The top teams were miles ahead of the rest.
Yeah, exactly. But here we go. The overall leaderboard after the 8 games, the first 8 games, and obviously no tag and Game Frame up there. No tag obviously first. That's good to see. Obviously, they won. Yes, they won the last game just there. Game 2.
Yeah, but Game Frame have actually closed the gap on them because obviously they had so many kills, and obviously the game 1 with the win. So they're actually sort of putting that gap, and we see the 2 teams now starting to make a big gap really between them and third place. Still, if El Gigantum win a game, suddenly they're back with them, but it's starting to get a bit of a chasm.
Yeah, and I saw the kills between I think it was Game Frame and Ravens there. Game Frame had 34, Ravens had 33, but Ravens were just, I think, around about 5th or 6th, somewhere down there. So there's definitely some room for improvement in terms of their placement points, but their kills are way up there with the rest. Well, with with the top essentially.
But I think that is a difference in playstyle. We saw with Game Frame in both these games that their kills will come towards the end of the match, whereas with Ravens, the kills are coming in those first 3 phases.
Yeah.
So they're often, there's only so many gunfights you can win in the game before you run out of utility, run out of your vest. And Ravens are potentially running out towards the 4th circle. And what if you do that and you die, you're not getting any placement points. Whereas Game Frame potentially they go for that deep rotation early on, and then they start fighting 2 teams towards the 4th, 5th circle. And that's when when they do run out, it's right at the end of the game, and they can still potentially clutch it up like we saw in Game 1 tonight.
Yeah, 100%. But I think it's also because they kind of go center in a sense. Game Frame, obviously, O'Connell and his teammate. But I feel like Ravens, they kind of opt for obviously, because they're kind of being aggressive at the start doesn't mean that it means that they can't really get into the center of the circle that early. So they have to play from the edge, which means that they're on they're on the back foot in terms of taking fights and all that stuff.
They're always the team aggressing. We saw Bob and Spoof sitting in the compound for a long time. They caught out, I think, at least 3 or 4 players in the field between them and El Pozo. Now, I wonder if they're just going to try and go for the same thing again, because we do see a very similar circle. In fact,
oh wow,
is it identical?
I mean, the second circle did shift south last time, so
I think it's literally the same circle.
Yeah, you might be right here.
Are we watching the same game?
This is now a mod. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, here we go. Nepo. Oh, the pre-fire comes in. Does get the knock onto Ryun. And that's the only player really around them. Suppy, is just over the road east in sort of main Minas Generalis. So nothing he can really do.
You have to think Ryun just wasn't looking around him for people dropping with him there, because he should have really seen that there was a duo right next to him.
That's kind of strange, actually. Yeah, I mean, usually when you're dropping, you look around and call out players and where they are and mark them. But I don't know. Did he drop with his eyes closed or something? I'm honestly not sure.
Maybe he doesn't have any eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
is possible.
Possibly.
Yeah.
That could possibly happen.
Can you prove right now that he has eyes?
I cannot.
There you go.
So you might be right.
I'm always right. We've established this time and time again.
Yeah, apart from when you're wrong. Then you'll
name
not wrong.
one time I was wrong.
I could probably. I haven't made notes about.
Name a time I've been wrong.
I can't.
There you go. Because I'm always wrong.
Nonetheless, N47 honking along in their Murado on the rotation on the western road up to El Pozo. They might actually run into German Covey here. I think they've gotten out as well.
And we're going to see a bit of a weird gunfight going on potentially between M47. It actually looks like the M47 Joe are just going to leave.
Yeah. You see them on
hopped in the vehicle, so they're off.
Yeah, exactly. You see them in the bottom left of your map there.
Zoom in.
Exactly. They're. they've got a really clear.
They're doing exactly what they did last game, where we saw them make quite an early rotation on the western side. They might actually meet up with Vanti and Ribbons again.
Oh right.
They're both committing to the same rotation they made last time.
Typical.
But the one thing I would like to see is if Game Frame try and make the same rotation they did last time, where they went for the compound east of El Pozo, because this time they're going to run into a team, which didn't happen last time. They got it for free. So I wonder if they're going to try it again, because obviously it worked out pretty well for them last time.
Yeah, exactly.
But UMX are actually going to grab the phase compound, as we call it. It's phase, isn't it? Phase compound.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, because they loot Monty, of course.
Yeah, Hezbolah's going for that one. He's going for sort of a central, kind of central area.
We saw them go the last time. They got the 6th place.
Yeah, Black was on semi-auto there, unfortunately, so didn't quite get the full brunt of the shots before he switched. That's not what you want on an M4. I mean, you got a Mini and an M4. You want the M4 on full auto all the time. Kind of surprised he didn't do it first off when he grabbed the gun.
Makadab grabs a knock, and Peter's really not in a position to help out Trips in there. So unless he has a vehicle to make that cross, I think that might be a kill going the way of Kane. Yeah,
it looks like they have eyes on the road already. Himmerman knows he has to cross over. Frenchie. Oh, that was actually Barlos that got the knock and the kill on a squeezy.
Frenchie flushed it out for him like a good teammate,
like a boss man. They have a really, really good compound here, just southeast of El Pozo. This is what I call the Knights compound. Well, Knights or FaZe, it depends. Like, because obviously, the FaZe compound
compound's next to it,
is
yeah.
just like just south.
It's phase 2.
Yeah, but sometimes they crash this. I've seen it. They know that Knights split this. Anyway,
Yeah,
nonetheless.
when Knights come down from Power Grid, they do love to take it. So.
Yeah, exactly. P-Day. Oh, is he going for? No. His teammate's dead. I'm pretty sure. He's on his bike though. He's gonna just past Marrow here. I wonder if Marrow get off.
Have a little drag race.
Yeah, they're kind of eyeing each other up, thinking, do you stop? Do I stop?
Unfortunately for them, they're in the vehicle that you can't do a drive by on.
Yeah.
You need an SMG, and B, if you hop onto the back seat, you just fall over. So.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I've seen a few clips where I don't know, someone like James has switched over and killed someone in like 3 bullets and switched back and carried on. It's pretty hard to do. I've tried it.
I've done it with a Vector off the back of the bike, but I killed myself in the process. So because I got the knock, but I knocked myself as well.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not easy, and you have to have a Vector as well, which people don't tend to run on Miramara.
No. I don't tend to run SMGs at all. Sorry?
James does.
Yeah.
That's because it's James.
Yeah, James is James. He does James things. Ab he got the knock? Oh, wow. Okay, that's an impressive shot, to be fair. Mini, from range with the 3x, does get the knock onto Marrow there. So, yeah, wow, that's some range when you're even, when you're on a bike.
It was a headshot as well.
Yeah.
So you got the very low percentage shot, landed it, and got a kill out of it. So lovely hits from Ab. And they did another team doing exactly what they did last game. They had a pretty decent game. We saw them get a fair few kills early on, and it looks like they're just going to commit to it once again.
Yeah. Lots of shots going over towards P-Day. He's had some issues in the start of this game. His teammate's already on down. He's got to heal up now as well. He's pit stopped at some area.
He's praying no one else tries to pull up in a close area. He's going to get the heal off at least, so he should be able to escape. And he's on a bike. And once he does get it into Monty, which it looks like that's what he's going for, then he should be okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
he's going for the shack.
Yeah, he's going past. He's going for this little shack in the field. I mean, once you get here, your tires. If you can, oh no, okay,
he's off.
Maybe not then.
he's just going to drive in a line for the rest of the game.
Yeah. He's just. Maybe he's crashed. No. He's going to go onto the road. Looks like he's going to pull up. Oh no! Oh my lord! Here we go.
He's going.
He sent it.
Gone.
Literally sent it.
No, that is definitionally a send.
Yes. Oh wow. Okay. Vascu with the tag there. Not quite a headshot, but a very good tag nonetheless. Yeah. I mean that send was. I'm
surprised he did just stop at the shack. Once he was there.
Like just don't bite off more than you can chew. Really.
It was one of those ones where he's like, I've been lucky once. The shack's clear. Maybe I'll be lucky again and get the compound and it.
Yeah. Yep. And someone's trolling. But
probably the observers.
Yes, most definitely. It's definitely Ansfart. I can tell.
You can tell who's in control of production.
Yeah, exactly. But there's a lot of space sort of north of El Paso. You see 2-3 teams and another one. It'll get coming in towards the northern side of El Paso as well. Expecting some kind of north shift. If it does shift north, that's going to be rough for most teams that are sort of caught up in the southern center, and it does go kind of back. It
is actually the same game.
It's
this is
the same game.
It's the same game.
Wow.
Just with they're replaying the same circles. Now we're going to see it shift to the hill.
Yep.
And O'Connell's just going to hide and then win the game.
Yeah.
He's in the same place on the hilltop.
Yeah, exactly. So he's
not going to have game frames fight this time though. So.
No, exactly. Yeah. Valiente, they had one knock and they've got it rezzed. But some pressure coming out. Spoof and no, that's not Spoof. Sorry, I apologize. That's I don't know who that was actually. I couldn't even see.
It was someone.
Somebody. Vasquez going for the shack though.
We saw them do this exact crash last game and it didn't work out. But they've committed to it. They obviously know this shack is pretty strong. I mean, we saw Lucrox and Ivis pretty successfully put it off, and it looks like they scouted it this time. They looked towards it properly. Saw no vehicles and just went for it.
Yeah, exactly. Buses. Lots of shots in the back of one of these VG members here. That was Kovic.
Well, if that nade had gone in the door, I think it would actually kill both of them. But
yeah.
VG just about going to survive for now. And I mean, Monty's still in a pretty decent position in their circle. We saw a lot of teams surviving on the north side in the last game. There was like 5 teams, like within like 50 meters of each other.
Yeah, exactly. And just one team go out. That was Grim Ravens. So we were hyping them up, before this game, and they've you know, they had a pretty poor showing in this one. Bob was the best, trying to be the best, and get the res.
They've run into our current second place team, which is probably the opposite of what you want to do.
Yeah,
well, coming against a team that's having a really good night, their confidence is going to make it a bit scary.
But I mean, you can ruin their confidence with this battle. You know, if they take off like both of them. Oh, okay,
that's not beautiful.
Oh, that's not what you want, is it? Really? Valiente, Jester goes down.
But look at the HP between the game frame players. There's definitely a clutch opportunity, but no, Spoof gets the kill.
Wow, that was, yeah.
There's 3 for game frame already. So we saw him get 9 kills in game 1, 9 kills in game 2. Are they trying to make it 10 this time?
I guess so. I don't doubt them in the slightest. And they seem to have a lot of loot now. And they've also got Tremi and Nifo coming in on foot just east of Power Grid. Now that could turn out to be 2 extra kills.
And make it 5.
Yeah.
They're going to be a lovely life if they can come into phase 3 with 5 kills already.
Yeah.
That's on a list of things you like to see. You have to say you'd put that quite high up.
Yeah. You kind of love to see it, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Exactly.
I would go that far actually.
Yeah. Lukrux and Ivus, they're stuck up in this I think that's a shack just on the hillside, northeast of Monte Nuevo, taking a few shots from I think UMX and also Himminent and Macan Dark just on the northern side of Monte Nuevo. But yeah, taking a shack this early, what's your thoughts on that one? Because I
don't like the shack that the shack that Vasco at is the one I don't like. The one on the hill, you can protect your vehicles just about. There's sort of ridges that you can position your vehicles on, so it's okay. But the one Vasco at is basically, if the circle doesn't go there, there's nothing you can do.
No, exactly. I mean, we saw his vehicle essentially peace out, and
it was off.
Yeah, he was going shopping somewhere. So Vasquez got no vehicle. He's got a Winchester.
Oh, we're going to see a slightly different circle. This time it does go further south, and the central compound is completely clear. So if Luki V spots that out, it does look like they're going to go for it. So if they can crush that, then potentially they're going to be in a position for a really good game. But they're getting sprayed hard off this bike.
Yep.
Can Ab land any shots?
Fortunately, it's only one player in Ab. They're going straight past it. I mean, sure they've realised that there's no shots coming from that compound. They rotated pretty close to it, so...
I do quite like this hill as well, to be fair to them. There's a bit of a dip in the middle of this hill. There's actually quite nice to play. So, like, right next to that tree where Lukey is now, where the only place they can see it is, like, really far northeast. So, I mean, I would have preferred the compound, but I understand why they go for that spot they're in now.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a bad spot indeed, but it is just off centre slightly, just towards the northeast. But yeah, surely people have info on that centre compound.
Well, do you think when you drive past and no one shoots, you're like, oh, it's free? Let's turn around.
I mean, you face check it, don't you? You just drive past, no shots. All right,
they were committed to the position and they went for it. So fair enough.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised they're trying to play so far north on the hill. If they move a little bit further south into that dip where the big tree is, then they'll be fine. But they're actually getting lit up from really far away. I mean, it's just instant.
No.
That's rough.
This is a rough spot for Schluppy and Luke V. Luke V's on low health as well. Surely he can be spotted by the north. Or was that north? No, that's actually straight east.
Go for the res again.
He's going for it, but I mean the shot's coming out. I think that's Trico just south. Sunker does go down from Conquer Gaming hit.
Yeah, we saw them on this hill last game, and they were tunnel visioning quite often, but they sort of got away with it because no one pushed. And this time, No Tag looked like they want to go for the aggression. Connell did get that initial knock onto Sunker, and there was a second nade. Oof. There goes Sunker. So you're getting our last one up for Conquer.
Yeah, that's a nice little push out from the compound. I like the fact that they pushed out to try and sort of not really third party, but just get like a surprise knock, and it worked out perfectly. That's 1 free point for No Tag. Not they needed any more points, but there you go.
You'll always take an extra one.
Yeah, exactly. No, you don't want to.
If it's on offer.
Yeah. Essentially, we saw T-Bone get a frag as well. T-Bone is about 500 meters. No, it's 700 meters away from Vasco in that shack there.
Yeah, I think they only had one vehicle, and they didn't want to both commit to that rotation. See you back. But they didn't want to both go for that shack in case the shack wasn't in. Yeah. So I think T-Bone was sort of the backup. The save game on the cloud in case your main file corrupts. But Vasco isn't in the worst position. That shack, as long as it's in the circle, it's a good spot. But as soon as it shifts away, Vasco is dead.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder where this is going to go because obviously this is next, the fourth shift now. I wonder if it might go it might go sort of north,
Should shift
northwest.
slightly west and slightly north because of those the impermeable areas that get treated as water.
Yeah, exactly. There we go, north. So Vasco is Gucci in that shack for now, obviously.
T-Bone is in a rough position now. There's not really anywhere he can get to, and all those teams in Monty can see him when he runs down the hill.
Yeah, 100%. You got Busters trying to tag him up as well from the edge of Monty on the western side.
Sending him some early Christmas presents.
Yeah. These bullets in terms of the 5.56 kind. Noki, he's got some friends with him. Solar just to his south as well. And he's trying to, I think he knows it there. Yeah, definitely. He's just trying to sort of pre-aim it and just make...
As soon as Bill and Wang's there, that's that is the end of the game for him. But he's actually going to go for the nade.
Okay.
It might be perfectly timed to get... No, they're actually in a little bit of a cubby hole, so they should be okay. They get that far, but now they know someone's there.
But they're also getting shot by no tag team just their east. So they're in a really rough spot, kind of sandwiched between two teams here. Both very good teams, might I add. Train Hard obviously qualified in the last I guess qualifier for PEL. So
the last circle of the last game.
yeah, essentially. So that was a really exciting game to watch. Actually, that nade in the doorway does get some damage onto Solar. Nothing to sort of scoff about though.
It decided that nade was not coming inside, and it just stopped in the doorway.
It's just like nope.
But T-Bone's actually found a vehicle on the west side, so he's going to be able to join up with Vasco, I think. Yeah, it looks like he's going to be able to get it across. And if they can protect that vehicle as well, then maybe coming into the next few circles, they'll actually be okay.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to go for the little hay bales there. Meanwhile, this fight's still ringing on. Death and Co are trying to get further in. Noki and Solar are just outside the circle as well, so they're essentially panicking now. I feel like does get the knock though. Death goes down, and oh wow,
as well.
Okay, 2-piece for Solar, easy peasy. But now you've got no tag team with essentially the best spot to.
They should be able to hold them out here, but there's that potential for the other French duo on this hill to come and stab him in the back once this fight engages. I would expect to see Frenchie and Barlos make a bit of a push once the sound is heard.
Yeah. I think it just depends on if they see some knocks back and forth, then there might be a chance for a third party to actually clear their whole hill for them, which would be super nice, and loads of loot as well.
And we spoke about how the compound would have been good, but it actually looks like it might pay off for Lukey V on the on that central hill.
Yeah, I like the sort of the fake smoke just to the north, just to kind of drag attention over towards their that tree. But they're taking their time, and now he's throwing the smoke just next to him, so that's not going to work out anymore. Shots onto the N47 duo. That should be M.
No, this is on it's game frame.
Wow, okay. That looked really similar.
Yeah. I mean, they were shooting down to the hay bales.
Yeah, exactly. I thought it was T-Bone.
Just different hay bales. They're all over the place.
Nade, not quite anywhere near. Solar holding the angle as there we go. Ilias jumps out, yeets himself, and gets punished for it. Yeah, there we go.
The third party is coming in now, yeah. And Solo actually does get the flush before the guys can steal it from the hill, but now it becomes so difficult for anyone to do anything because the duo on the hill just has free reign to put damage into anyone that tries to come outside.
Yeah, exactly. O'Connell's in a really rough spot, I'd say. If Fredgie peeks over this hill, he's a dead man, in my opinion. As long as he can get into this building.
It looks like they're actually going to back off and try and play the edge of the zone rather. The one sort of downside to the push they made is because there is so much hard cover in that compound that they couldn't really find any kills out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're going to back off, force the players to come towards them out of the compound, and then maybe they can get kills from there.
Yeah, circle has shifted. It's gone central north in a sense. So most of Monte Nuevo, apart from one building on the northeastern side, is inside.
We saw UMX make the rotation to phase compound last game. It didn't quite work out because they went to the hill. But this time it is working out really well because that compound is pretty much dead center.
Yeah, exactly. And they've got the pick of who they want to kill whenever they come in. They're kind of the masters of this circle at the moment with pretty much the only hard cover, I'd say, apart from some shacks further east. Big shots onto Vanti. Doesn't really have too many meds, I don't think.
Game frame actually went down super early there. They were out in 19th. So after two really good games, they did still get quite a few kills. I think they have at least 4 this game, but no placement points this time. So there should be an opportunity for no tag to extend the gap. But
No, you just jinxed
Nope.
him. That
Yep.
that was all your fault.
Cast a curse.
Yeah.
Came in hard. But yeah. So Gameplay might actually be in first place, even though they had a technically a poor game coming in at 18th, and it might have actually worked out for them overall. But I'm looking at this, and who would you say is a favourite to win this?
I'd say, I mean, it's a mix between Krasuka and Horseman and the UMX guys in the compound, obviously. But I have some Lukaruks who are in a really good spot, and you know we've seen them do absolute work.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at the people in this lobby, apart from maybe M47 and maybe the Stellar Duo, you'd have to say that they are capable of fragging out with the best of the people here. So
Yeah.
I would be absolutely terrified if I see them start shooting towards me.
Yeah, Cheese goes down. Lots of other people going down as well. Himanen, Vanti as well, flushed out. That nade is big. Oh, not so big. I thought it was. I thought it wasn't cooked that much, but it was indeed. Covey gets a flush onto Cheese, and then goes down himself to Makandar. It's kind of the gatekeepers at the north side here. Makandar
He has lost a man in there,
Yeah.
so it becomes really difficult to hold this compound on his own. But he's actually going to not get the kill there. Rubens does go down to the blue zone, but still, they're now into the placement points at least. So Makandar grabbing some points for his team. Again, that was a rotation we saw them do last game, and it didn't work out, but this time it has. And this time they got at least 6 kills, if not 7, once Vigo walks on top of him.
It's a solid spot.
Oh, but he's down to 6 HP.
Oh my lord. He's got loads of first aids though, so he's okay. Oh, I lied. UMX had the angle on his foot, it seems.
His toe he stubbed his toe on a bullet. And,
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
that was the end of the game for him.
Yeah, I mean, it does hurt, to be fair.
Yeah.
You know, you stub your toe.
You're not wrong.
It's pretty painful. Scav, some big shots with the mini as a rotating player comes by. That's T-Bone in his buggy. Vascu was picked off by Barlos just on the hill there.
I think you got shot off the back of the buggy as they tried to leave. There's unlucky, but T-Bone's actually in a safe spot now. Well, we saw this in PGC with the 4am player managed to clutch it out from that position. So T-Bone maybe learning from the best and wants to do it again.
Oh, you just said the best in 4am. I don't know about that one, Chief. Luke, though.
Second best then.
Oh, yeah, I can figure it out. That's fine. Luke is obviously spotted out some players. In Trikuo, the unsuspecting victim.
Is he going to leave it too long? No, he gets the first knock. He spots the second player as well. There's opportunity for a nice 1v2, but he's spaying the ground. He at least gets the flush, but no, he's going to get traded. I was a little bit unlucky with the ground sort of denying the shots onto Beamy.
Yeah.
He does at least get the point out of it.
Yeah, exactly. The ground and that kind of when you're prone and you're trying to when you're trying to sort of shoot over the ridges there. It's so frustrating to hit the ground in front of you. But then again, that's how it works. That's general mechanics. Barlos and Frenchie trying to make the run for it, trying to go somewhere at least, probably towards.
That car is on fire, it's burning. T-Bone's should have an angle on him, but actually it's Scav getting the tags. Barlos does go down. T-Bone is having a look, but no, for now I think UMX should be able to get both here. Frenchie is in a very tough spot.
Oof, surely T-Bone has eyes on this, but can he peek it? There's obviously
He's
players.
going for it.
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah, he's running for it. Does he have any nades? I wonder. Takes some shots. He doesn't have any nades. Only 9 bandages, but full level 3 and a Mark 14.
I think he recognised that he was potentially overextending and putting himself in a position where maybe he is the one that gets shot. So he's backed off. The French and Barlos duo do still need to come towards him at some point. So
oh wow!
You can just be a little bit patient, and the same thing will happen. There was a nice little pull up there by the Back to Lucid duo. Bullen was on his own from like phase 2, I think it was. So.
Yes,
a nice position where they were going, and at worst they trade, but it actually worked out pretty perfectly, and they're now in a pretty decent position.
Yeah, exactly. Viggy, he's just proning hit. I don't think he wants to really peek at all. I think he obviously knows that there's something happened just in front of him, but doesn't want to do anything about it really. I don't think he can. It's too far for nades, and if he shoots it, once at least, then he's kind of like blown his cover essentially. Circle shifts north. Krasuka Horseman in a solid spot. There's watch out for Magebane on their east.
Yeah, Magebane's position is actually quite nice, but T-Bone's going to get the first kill. Meanwhile, on that southwest gunfight, and Scav is looking for the thirst, but it's actually T-Bone that's going to get the 1v2. Perfectly done from the M47
The British lad. He's drunk his tea this morning, or this evening, or whenever. He's probably drunk tea all day, to be honest with you. Magebane,
He's a prolific tea drinker.
Yeah, exactly. He's only on his own. Oh no, actually, no, I think it's because they have 3 kills, he has 1. So
yeah,
there must have been you in here sometime.
When you leave the game, sometimes
yes.
your name gets taken out from the bottom.
That's rather confusing. But
the rage quit.
Yeah, you got flushed. That's rage-inducing for sure. But yeah, Magebane's got a pretty good spot though. He's got a ridge to work with, and he is just inside the circle.
But now for him, there's a bit of a dilemma. Do you sort of play a little bit aggressive and try and catch out kills as people try and move into the zone, or do you just relax? You know you're in a pretty safe spot, and you know you're going to make it into probably the top 3, maybe top 4 if you just sit still. But there's an opportunity. These players on the south, these players on the west that aren't in the circle, where he could try and catch a couple of kills, but he does risk overexposing.
Yep, T-Bone takes the shots. He's no longer hidden. Does get the peek up. No, okay, doesn't matter. Scav has the advantage there in terms of the hard cover. T-Bone couldn't do much about that, but nice try. Solid try.
Yeah, once he got the tags in, I think he was expecting Scav to just go for the first aid, and a really well-timed aggression from Scav to catch T-Bone running to the compound, secured the kill and secured them into the top 4 now.
100%. Horseman, Krasuka haven't done much this game at all. They've been proning their way to possibly a first-place victory here. We'll see if they can come alive in the last moments. Magebane taking some shots at whoever is left alive. And yeah, Hezbollah and Scav, the UMX guys, still have their one building into the circle, the only sort of hard cover, you could say, to work with.
Yeah, but this circle, realistically, is not going to favour them. There's such a small opportunity for... Yeah. Well, actually, it's not that bad. There is still a tiny bit of the compound in. So the two teams are not in the circle. They're going to really struggle with getting in here. But it looks like Sav's going to go for a bit of aggression towards... They do have this tiny little ridge by the road. It looks like they want to try and sort of prevent any team from moving.
Yeah, Scav's got level 3 helmet, so the one shot cannot really come into effect here. So he's okay to stay alive. He's got inside the circle at least, and a little ridge on his roadside. So that does work out pretty well for him, actually, to be honest with you. Magebane, though, he's going to make his way in. I'm not sure exactly what his plan is, but nonetheless, he's got to figure something out quickly, because in 8 seconds, the circle's going to start shifting, and he's got 2 players just in front of him in Ivers and Lucarux.
Yeah, it looks like he wants to try and get aggressive on that duo by the road, but just the sheer fact that the back to Lucid is still here means that he can't do anything, and that nade might be perfect. No, he's just going to drive away in time. I don't know where he's going to go. There is a car on the north, but no, it's not in the zone. So he's going to get lucky if he can survive, but this might be perfect for him. Lucarux goes down on the hill. Back to Lucid, potentially going to be going out here, and at least Magebane could secure a top 3 if he can survive for just a little bit longer.
Oh, this is so rough. Yeah, the tire pop made the bike fall down, and then that was it. Ivers hits the headshot, and down goes Magebane. They do get the res as well, actually. The circle, obviously, with these competitive settings, they are pretty slow. So it gives you time to get up your teammates, take these organic fights, and really showcase your skill.
And that should mean that they can make a bit of an aggressive push onto Horseman and Krasuka, but Horseman does have frag grenades. If he can time this well into the smoke, then potentially he can get them both down. This one,
oh no.
Is it perfect? Oh, it just puts Ivers down to low HP, but the return nade's going to come in. That one is perfect. Horseman surely is going to go down to it. And now Krasuka left in a 1v2. Potentially getting protected a bit by Scav, because as soon as Lucarux walks out the smoke, he's just going to get sprayed down exactly like that. And now they're going for the aggression. Hezbolah's looking for the duo by the road. He's going to spawn him. Going to take the first. Does he see the second player? No, he doesn't. He's actually going to get traded. Krasuka gets the kill. And potentially a little bit of a misplay as he just didn't see the second player. And now Scav left in a 1v1v1. Or is the res going to come in? He's in the right place in the smoke.
He did. So I think it was either Ivers or Lucarux was not. Yes, they got the res, but he tagged him up. And then as he tagged him up, he was like 1 HP on the knock. And he got him back up again. So that didn't really work out there. He got the flash, but more sprays through the smoke. Does get Ivers. That's a big knock for Scav here.
And they were right on the edge of that blue zone, so they don't really have time, I don't think, to go for the res. Now Scav's going to spawn him. Can he get the final kill? Gets the tags in, but is he going to get the kill? Yes, he is. The 1v2 from Scav. UMX, their first kill of the night. 5 kills as well, so 15 points total. It's going to be pushing them up that leaderboard.
Oh yeah, that's for damn sure. 5 kills. That's an impressive stuff. They took that compound, I think on the first circle, wasn't it?
Yeah, they did. Yeah. Both games, they actually went for that. And it didn't quite work out last time. But this time, with a slightly more favourable circle, they're able to capitalise on the situation.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean that compound, you know, obviously as we've seen is so prominent for these circles. Obviously with the 4 circle shifting away from the sort of mountains on the, I guess, towards Power Grid, and then you've got the mountains just south of Monte Nuevo. It magnets towards that compound, and yeah.
It was an interesting attempt for Peter.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was an attempt, and I mean, yeah, there's no scouting done, but he tried to make something happen. But yeah, it's again, I mean, they took the compound really early, and it's worked out super well. Obviously, as you said, the first game, or
I mean, they still came like
second game,
6th, I think, in game 2.
Yeah,
they did that, so they still had a pretty decent second game. That pull-up really put back to Lucid into such a great position.
Yeah, that was.
And they were able to turn it into a top 2 in the end. They were a team. They did really well. I think in both games tonight. But that was such a nice. Not quite a pre-fire, but sort of a anticipation through the smoke about where they need to go. Because I think they knew that he had sort of control of the south side of the smokes. So I thought, you know, we'll try and run north, and maybe we'll try and do something with that. And it looked like Ivis predicted it, and it worked out pretty well in the end.
Yeah, solid sprays through the smoke. 3x spray coming in pretty strong. And I think we're going to go on a short little break there and go towards the game 10 for the Wingman EU Opens. So we'll see you in a little bit.